Hey everyone, welcome to welcome to another episode of the Pull Up Trade Podcast, a game-winning episode because you're joining us. We're talking right after a moonshot, a three-pointer running away from the baseline up court to catch from Sandro, coming off a down screen from Scottie Barnes. Emmanuel Quickley launches and wins after I think the heroics of RJ Barrett brought the Raptors there. It was the third worst, I think, or lowest amount of threes that the Raptors have hit in a game this season. It was their second worst shooting percentage from downtown in a game this season. And we'll get into a lot of the why this happened and why the Raptors are kind of hanging in on this stuff. But Trey, 23 of 15, how you feeling? Is it not so bad? Is it great? You got God on the phone?
That literally was a shot from God. At no point did I think this was going in, that they were going to win this game after LaMelo Ball blows by IQ to get to the rim. He went from 0 to hero like within 20 seconds, which is amazing to see. 23 and 15, like we're almost at the end of the first half of the season, and they were like, eke until 15 wins, just a little bit. It's just like they're a game back from second now. We might have to start getting a little freaky about our expectations, but
Oh yeah, the Knicks, they've been losing some games. They haven't won. Oh, they're about to beat the Clippers. So
okay.
well, anyway, we're close enough. They're within
Close.
reach, striking distance, as it were.
Mhm.
The Celtics have won 4 in a row. The Knicks, they've lost 4 in a row. They're about to win one. Anyway, the Raptors, they're the 4th seed now with a bullet. They're very comfortably in the 4th
Yep.
seed. They're probably 10th or 9th overall in record in the NBA, and they're playing good basketball. They have, despite injuries, despite having to navigate things, and there's a lot of injured teams, but they have turned it around. It has been a real weird stretch, and then a real weird stretch, and then a real weird stretch. They've been a different team 4 times this year. Where does this stretch rank for you? I'm wondering in how they play and what they're looking like.
I think towards the top because it feels the most sustainable. I think the oh the 7 seconds or less Suns run where they were the best offense it looked like in the NBA for a small stretch, like obviously is really fun, but didn't ever feel like the Raptors are going to be able to hit that many shots to maintain that offense. Whereas here, they're playing a lot of funkier lineups. It isn't very traditional, but their defense has gotten to a level because they're utilizing a particular lineup that allows their best defensive players to stay on the floor. So they're turning teams over, they're getting in transition. Their defense is getting them back in games even when they can't shoot a lick. It feels sustainable and it feels like you're seeing some sort of proof of concept of what you want the team to look like long term. So I would say the best.
Wow. The big thing here is so here's Samson news. You know how I've been
Yeah,
collecting quotes on this big defense
of
piece.
course.
We're talking about it again for
That's in the
months.
business right here.
I finally that piece is going to come out either probably not tomorrow because there's a few things coming out tomorrow, but Friday morning. I finally get to release all the
Mm.
quotes I gather, all that kind of stuff. Thank goodness. And the Raptors, I'm pretty sure, will be a top 4 defense ranking wise at that time. It's a little surprising that they're that good. We talked about that last episode, but but actually, before we get into all of it, Emmanuel Quickley and RJ Barrett. Emmanuel had what 8 points down the stretch. RJ, if I'm not mistaken, went on a 9 of 10 shooting run.
Absurd.
It might have been 9 of 11 or something like that, but he was shooting 2 of 12 and he just went ballistic. Maybe 9 of 12 is what he finished at, or no, 10 of 12. He went 10 of 12 down the stretch, basically the second half, to finish with 28 points. He and Quickley, despite being 2 of the huge motivators in the Raptors' terrible 3-point shooting in this game, at 1 of 7 and 3 for 11, respectively, are the clear heroes by the end of it. The Raptors, not only does Ingram leave with a right thumb sprain, not only is Scottie on the sideline for an extended period of time, only plays 29 minutes because he has injury stuff going on.
Yeah.
Somehow, scraping, clawing, they find their way back into it. Any words on the former Knicks backcourt that now belongs to the Raptors?
RJ Barrett take a bow. I think um as soon as Brandon Ingram was hurt, you could see why they won 30 games last year. Just like just so devoid of being able to hit shots. Defense are clamping down almost immediately on any drive possible. But RJ has this unique ability to separate with strength, and him also being a left-handed player just gives the defense a more like it's just a more funky look to deal with. And he has incredible touch around the rim. And bless their heart and trying to get actions and trying to play in ways to get open shots that weren't falling. The Raptors won this game and got back into it because RJ was able to put his head down, get rim touches, and score the basketball. And he's the only one on the roster. Like Scottie has like games where you can see it against certain matchup, but he's the only guy on this roster that can do this consistently. And is why these two schmucks over here have been hoping and praying for him to be in this lineup because they're a completely different team offensively when he has a chance.
The isolations was
Yeah,
a huge deal. They're
incredible.
just like, listen, Khan is not a bad defender. He can hang in. And I think it's a credit that RJ, who is not considering the lack of a pull up and the fact that the Hornets are playing pretty tight defense in there, packing the paint, his resilience and willingness to like, I know where I have to get on this play and it's downhill. And there's a
Mhm.
whole team saying, we don't want you there. He still found his way to 5 huge points down the stretch. Not like obviously
Yeah.
going 10 of 12 in the second half. I mean, listen, it's pretty great. Anybody will take that. But it was the late game scoring where he was from a standstill.
Yep.
Nothing's going on. And it seemed insurmountable. Like when LaMelo, it wasn't LaMelo, when Sexton hit that three to put
Yeah.
it 92 to 89, I was like,
Yeah, that felt backbreaking.
I don't know how they scored to get back into this one, but they kept finding their way back in. And RJ with the toughest shots until the toughest shot from Emmanuel Quickley, which we discussed. I tweeted out, don't ever doubt, all caps, Emmanuel Quickley. And it's funny, man. You know, there's like, somebody commented, "You're corny." Hashtag call 5, which is funny. But it's also there's a bunch of people saying like, "No, I still doubt him." It's just we're in this space right now. It happens with players every once in a while where it's like every game you're on trial. Every game is the be all end all. I'm very glad Emmanuel Quickley got that one to go, and of course even in a game where like yeah he had defensive breakdowns but was part of a very strong defensive unit, he played a part in that. And also a game where he couldn't shoot the ball well,
Yep.
they just needed offensive production. He finishes with 21 points. He took a bunch of shots, but the Raptors needed that. They weren't moving the ball elsewhere. They were like, listen, you got to take more shots. We're going to pitch and relocate at the top
Yeah.
between you and Shed. Go find a way to get a bucket. And credit to Quickley, he really, really did find his way to it by the end, and a tremendous shot to win the game.
A shot from the heavens. I think like credit to him. I like BI's been their closer. That's who they've asked to win them games. His percentages in those shots haven't been very good. Emmanuel Quickley has hit probably the most clutch shots on this team in terms of the Warriors game and in hitting that big three. This game hitting a three for the win. Oftentimes when they're getting back into games, even the Orlando game, it's him hitting a really huge three to tie, give them the lead, start runs because he can really score in big bursts. You want them to be more consistent, but he, regardless of how well he's shooting in a game, you always want him to take those type of shots. If anything on this team, the complaint has always been, why don't you shoot enough? And it's because of stuff like that, because he can hit difficult shots.
So Scottie in the clutch, and this won't count this game. This is coming into this game. 42% from the field, has not hit a clutch three. Brandon is shooting 33% in the clutch this year, and 17% from downtown. Jacoby Walter is 20% from three. Jameson is 100%.
Of course.
And I think nobody else even has 3-point volume except for Quickley, who will be at like 43, 44%.
It's big time.
The Raptors, they don't have anybody who is efficient from the floor except because of his 3-point volume, as you said, Quickley, and at a gargantuan 83% from the field, Jakob Poeltl, who is clearly just finishing laydowns. And yet the Raptors are 13-6 in clutch games. 13-6 despite having nobody who can score the basketball. That is like we were talking about, call God, call Jesus. That's the immaculate exception there, man. Holy, oh my
Yeah.
days, or inception.
The amount of
This
times they were close to a game being tied up or losing, and like Scottie gets a dramatic block. That it feels like there's one of these seasons where like everything is going their way, and they have like, I don't know if it's destiny, maybe it's God, like Emmanuel Quickley said, but like everything is trickling, and like 47 wins, like doesn't that's if they didn't hit that, it might be a bit of a disappointment heading to the second half of the year.
So the big thing here, the Raptors are playing without Jakob Poeltl. We
Yep.
kind of discussed a little bit, that the Raptors they have a top 5 defense in the NBA. And you probably only on its face could say that Scottie Barnes has even a chance at an all defense team.
Yeah.
But the other thing too is that Jakob Poeltl has played just a little bit over half the games. His minutes per game this year has seen a dip of like almost 5 minutes per game. This team is one of the smallest teams in the NBA functionally for like half the season. They go from a huge team, Jakob Poeltl, 7'1", he's out. Now there isn't a single other guy above 6'9". Even, the Hornets, Plumlee was injured, but they have Diabate who they can go to. Do you know Salon is listed at 6'10"? I don't know if I believe it. Mobo is
Yeah.
also listed at 6'9", basketball reference.
He's
Also,
definitely not.
why isn't there a standardized height? Like we shouldn't have differences in height based on like
Yeah.
basketball reference. Why do you think Jonathan Mobo's 6'9"? Who told you that? Why does NBA think he's 6'7"? Anyway, they're playing small.
Yeah.
And here's a fun thing. In the 8 games from Pirtle's injury coming up to this one, they didn't have a single below average defensive rebounding game. Colin Murray-Boyles
That's
looking
incredible.
like Dennis Rodman each and every game, the way he's able to clean the glass. Brandon Ingram, that was like my mouth got stuck somewhere. Brandon Ingram is career high in defensive rebounds per game and block percentage. Scottie Barnes is obviously filling in the front court all the time. Where are they making it work to you?
Because of their foot speed now defensively, with Jakob basically substituting for CMB substituting for Jakob, they deter a lot of shots at the rim. Like we discussed last time, if you put Scottie in an action, the most likely person that's coming and rotating over is going to be CMB at the rim, and or vice versa, which other teams don't have. A lot of teams just don't have the requisite ability to have guys that can cover the floor and cover that much ground at that size and physicality. And CMB is just a fucker. Like he is so physical on the glass. He throws guys around. The number one thing I've seen, the Atlanta game was just a perfect example. Seeing on my timeline and their analysis is just like Onyeka Congo is getting thrown around by this seemingly like smaller guy, because his physicality and his strength has held up much better than I thought heading into the league. Not according to him. I know he said he lifts and he didn't ever see this as a problem, but his strength and his uniqueness allows them to play it in a way, in a more aggressive style, especially defensively, that is very funky for a lot of teams if you don't have a true center that can handle that level of physicality.
Okay, ball knower, eye test. Let me give you some numbers to support you. The Raptors, they're coming into this game second in the NBA in how often they were trapping. You got to cover ground to trap. They were third per synergy in loading up as a means of help. That means you're coming all the way over.
Yep.
You're loading up in the lane. They were 11th in stunting in the NBA. So they're moving. They are
Yep.
they're very understanding of the fact that Jakob Poeltl is injured, and even when he's healthy, he's less mobile. They need to be in the lane to dissuade rim attempts or to force earlier pickups. And that's how Colin Murray-Boyles, despite his shorter stature, is a guy who, when Scottie goes in and is rotating over and loading up, it's an earlier pickup. Colin, it's an easier shot to try and dissuade. then he's a guy who has better stats guarding the rim. Scottie Barnes, same thing. He's been a very strong rim deterrent and rim defender, forcing misses over the past however many games because Colin is playing more often. Earlier pickup points because Colin is getting after it. And the fact that like Jamal Shed is a guy who is going to force earlier pickups. He can't
Yep.
stop anybody really, but he'll force
Yeah.
earlier pickups.
Yeah.
And they're just littered with guys who are doing this. And even the loading up part is like someone like RJ Barrett, who has always been like a low steal percentage, not much of a defensive playmaker. He's really strong, and his
Yeah.
presence in the lane can kind of be like, you
Mhm.
know what, we're going to force into closeouts. And so the Raptors are getting into the lane with that mobility you spoke about, and they're using their mobility to then get out, close out. And they have I mean, Darko's done a great job of
Yeah.
instilling the effort. They stay very connected on these possessions. It's been so impressive to me to watch them win these games as a small team because they don't satisfy the other part of small ball, which is
Yeah.
shooting the ball really well. They just do it by being like fast.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's been a team, probably not, that has been able to sustain the small ball thing. And they don't have
Mm.
to, and they shouldn't have to. But
Yeah.
just this run to win this way, just being a bunch of quick little guys, and the fact that Colin Murray Bowles apparently is like a 12 rebound per game guy now. He had 6 offensive rebounds
Yeah.
last game. He took 3 shots. He was like, "Listen, I don't need all that. I'm just going to give you guys extra possessions." They're getting contributions from everywhere except the
Yeah.
scoring. It's the other it's the
They
other
gotta shoot, but
stuff.
it's okay. Uh, I think this run just gives you some proof of concept of what you're looking for in terms of the future. If they figure out the offensive part, CMB already is his touch and the amount of shots that he's hitting is higher than anyone probably expected as a rookie. If that continues to get better, even Scottie to some standpoint, and you can have a average to above average NBA offense, and you pair those two guys with another big back there, it's just absurd what they can do defensively, and it fits a lot of what the NBA is going towards in terms of defense. I know we spoke on like the Thunder; they have a lot of those big,
Yeah.
hefty, thick guys. The Raptors have that requisite husk as well between those both of those guys like RJ too, where you can you can play that physical style that bugs teams that overwhelms smaller players because of just how large they are. So like it gives you a lot of hope of what you're looking for, and like you want to see these guys paired together for a long period of time.
There's a so good, man. The term requisite husk, that could be a band name. I'd wear a t-shirt that says requisite husk. Especially you imagine being a bigger boy and wearing a
Yeah,
t-shirt that says requisite husk.
that would go hard. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be special, man. Uh anyway, I was gonna say Colin Murray Boyle's roughly 58% on twos, like 38% on his threes this year. Listen, man, for a guy who's scoring 7 points per game, and I think I said like the upper limit of how much I thought he could score in year one was like 11 points per game.
Yeah.
And he's playing 19 minutes per game. I think 7 points on like very efficient shooting, even though there's a lot of limited, like, are there a lot of players who would take his shot diet and it would be like 65% from two and maybe 40% from three? Sure. But
Mhm.
it's just they can't do what he does defensively. Probably not. He also, of the usual suspects, by the way, I was looking at this earlier today. The defense points per possession, it's Jamison Battle has the highest because he just has the
Yeah.
Raptors.
Makes
The
sense.
Raptors
He's in
on
every shot.
offs. The Raptors on offs are insane with Jamison Battle, but everyone else is like not elite defenders. You know, they're better defensively with Scottie on the floor, but
Of
59th
course.
percentile, only 1.4 points. You know, it's not very much. Emmanuel Quickley 2.3 better. Grady Dick 2.7 better. Sandro 3.5 better. Like Emmanuel, Grady, and Sandro being that high, it doesn't pass sniff tests.
Yeah.
CMB, who started out the on off, said he was negative defensively for the first however many games of the season. He's now at 4.6. He's the best defensive on offs of any regular rotation player because Jamison
Yeah.
Battle is still like the great exception. And he had a great. They used the Raptor cut. He got a dunk on a
Yep,
backdoor. They needed that basket.
badly.
I've been so impressed with Colin Murray Boyles. The proof of concept, though, I guess. Do you see in how these guys have been developing? Because I said it at the time when
Mhm.
I wanted him drafted.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like the limitations of the team don't really matter because if he's actually good, then he'll
Mhm.
just be really good. And then you work out how to build the team around he and Scottie, two really good players. How do you feel about that project so far?
I I've been surprised, to be honest. He's shown more offensively than I thought he was gonna be able to, and the defense is already at a high level. Like, no hyperbole, the best Raptors rookie I've seen defensively ever, and
I again,
that's a high
OG
regard.
Anunoby, he was a good rookie, man.
He was. But Colin is guarding wings. I've seen games where he's guarding Jalen Brown and getting them back into a game. I've seen him in a game where he's throwing Mitchell Robinson and giving him hell. I've seen him now be their linchpin on the back end of their defense, getting rebounds. It's just like what he's being asked to do is like absolutely absurd for a rookie. Like that just can't be taken for granted and like conceptualized.
I
It's
guess
nuts.
also it's nice that he just shot the ball coming into
It
the
is.
league. We
It
didn't
is.
like even Grady had a legendary sharpshooter tag coming out of Kansas,
Yeah.
and he was shooting like 27% from downtown when he first stepped in the league. Jacoby was shooting like 18% on wide open threes. I remember you
Mhm.
and I looking at the numbers.
Yeah.
The Raptors have not just, I mean, Jamal, even
Yeah.
now, Jamal's true shooting percentage is probably like 48 or something. Like they've just not had a guy who was like, I'm quietly efficient.
Just
And CMB having that, like he still doesn't help the offense very
yeah,
much,
of
but
course.
just having that is like, it's nice.
Yeah, and, like, defensively well, I thought, like, both of them together would be great defensively, but it's better than I thought because they cover ground better than I thought they could, especially on perimeter players,
Yeah.
and they're able to hold up on the back end. So, like, you're seeing something. You're seeing something that you wanna see, and I think that you're getting to a point, and obviously he's still a rookie. There's, like, this proverbial rookie wall, people say, and that might happen to him as well. But you're getting to a point of like understanding what this team wants to look like when we're trying to win now, but like when we're trying to really punch up. And I think it's going to be led by their defense, and it's going to be led by having this husky team overwhelming so many people. And he's a part of that answer.
Okay. We're going to do an ad read, but after that, we're going to talk about a guy who is a little bit huskier than most people remember him as, who could make this husky great defense obviously very next level.
Yes,
We're going to talk about Anthony Davis in
of
just a little
course.
bit. A stressful conversation, but basketball can be stressful. Your choice of beer, it doesn't have to be. Coors Light delivers mountain cold refreshment. When the mountains turn blue, people, the beer is as cold and refreshing as a Rockies. You've heard me say it before. I'm from Saskatchewan. I used to do snow removal as a job. I've done so much manual labor. And I tell you what, I know cold, so does Coors Light. They got the little signifier. They let you know, hey, man, it's time. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold certified for a smoother finish. Trey, your Patriots, man. They're will Coors Light guide you on your watching as they try and navigate these playoffs?
It is fundamentally like the biggest part of playoff football. You have your little Coors Light, you have your little plate, you have your little wings, and you're ready to go just football all day. Like the Patriots, they've been called frauds all year. They have a chance to
Even with Drake May.
even Drake May because this season they've had the easiest strength of schedule in NFL
Mm,
history because their division was really bad. So
okay.
there's th there's a little debate on whether they're good or not. They play our dear friend Naveal's team, the Chargers, and I will be absolutely broken if they lose, but I don't think they will.
I feel like I'm going Patriots in that because obviously Nabil and I are diametrically opposed on the Grady thing, and Jordan Hawkins hasn't gotten enough play for me to have like something going back. So I
Yeah,
think I'm gonna. Who is it? Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert,
He's
yep.
cool though, man.
He is
Anyway, well,
cool.
we're doing an ad read by the way. So anyway, Celebrate responsibly, of course, people, and you must, of course, be of legal drinking age to imbibe. You can find Coors Light near you. Visit CoorsLightShop.ca. Anyway, I'll cheer Patriots, and because then it's you and Kai are both happy,
Yeah,
and I think Key also would probably be like kind of like if they won. So
that's
let's go
exactly what he would say.
Patriots. Okay, so in case we're the news for anybody, not everybody's on Twitter. Maybe
Yeah,
we
that's
might be
true.
the
They have
first
lost.
podcast. Trae Young went to the Washington Wizards, by the way,
Yep.
and there's been reporting. Now we've talked about Anthony Davis, but there's been reporting that the Raptors are one of the teams that is interested in Anthony Davis. I believe the list was what, 2 teams long, the
Yeah.
Hawks and the Raptors.
Yep.
We'll revisit it because he's played a little bit better. My calculus has not changed on him at all.
Yeah.
But Anthony Davis, what do you think?
I I I don't see a world where it makes sense. Like, I understand, like, maybe you're trying to get out of this, like, Jakob Poeltl deal, like, "Oh, it looks like scary hours because his back is fried, not even a year into the extension." But I don't think they have the guard play to justify this type of trade. Like, Anthony Davis, his most impactful play has always been beside, like, a dominant ball handler that can get downhill, utilize his rolling gravity, and, like, feed him in that sense. Like, he isn't going to help your court offense in terms of what they want to do in terms of moving the ball, or running DHOs with Bi or or Quickly. It seems like a trade. Like, obviously they might want to punch up because the East will probably never be as easy as it is this season. But we're a game and a half back from second place. I'm This has been a movie. I'm okay with just like getting a backup big, keep letting Colin Murray Boyles play till Yakov is back, and like riding this thing out, honestly.
It's Anthony Davis is so cool.
He
I
is.
did not listen. Ben Taylor. I know we've had our differences in the past, but you're a very smart guy. You do great work. When you said Anthony Davis was the best player in the NBA, I felt like it was an affront to humanity, Ben. Okay? And listen, I Anthony Davis is great. He's a lesser version of himself now, and he's
Yeah,
still
for sure.
great. It's tough to say exactly how he would elevate the Raptors offense. It's the exact same thing I'm thinking about as you is like, well, if Jakob's like half his contract and Jakob again just missed his 8th game in a row,
Yeah.
8 after trying to come back playing 6 minutes after it was like he just needs 2 weeks off, then he'll be fine. All right, man. Are we sure? Come on.
It could
Come
be the
on.
it could be the LeBron treatment. He went somewhere for a couple weeks and I never heard about his back again. So who knows?
I'm gonna come out on the side of not the LeBron, not the LeBron treatment. Anyway, all this to say, I get it from some degree. If
Yeah.
the Mavericks are just so out, and truly it's a steal of a deal, and uh, Jakob is like half the salary going there,
Yeah.
then you start to say, yeah, maybe something. But I do think about the fact that okay, offensive rebounding probably improves a little bit. I think other players would have more open opportunities because of AD's roll gravity. There would be some like inside the arc creation, but a lot of it falls back into that short mid range, even long mid range for AD
Yeah.
stuff. And when you think about AD, you think about like I'd love a guard who gets downhill and throws him a lob
Yep.
because AD, if he gets the pocket pass that Jakob's turning into a layup, he might turn that into a 16-foot jump shot. And he's way better defensively than Jakob.
Of
And
course.
AD, if actualized, is like if I'm the Cavs, I might
Mhm.
be trying to go AD because I'm thinking like Donovan and Darius, if you can, or maybe even Darius is the guy going over, or
Yeah.
something like that. But regardless, one of those two guys will be there. And you're like, okay, this guy can really get us going. And the same way that Scottie and AD is just so attractive as an idea,
Yeah.
so are Mobley and AD. I just, I said a very long way of what you said. Don't know if they have the guard play to make it
Yeah.
work. But
Yeah.
is there in your mind, can you think of like a tidy little package that despite your concerns, you'd be like, okay, sure enough. And so,
Mm.
and Dallas Mavericks fans, if you're listening to this, you're
Yeah,
going to be
no kid.
so pissed off. You're going to be so angry.
I could see a world where obviously you need Quickly to stay in this deal, stay in this on the team for it to work. Where it's like RJ and Jakob, you're cleaning up your
We
salary. So
just beat the RJ allegations,
just,
man.
I'm just,
Betray Heath. Like we're here again, man.
oh, dude, that made
We
my
just came
day.
around.
Oh my goodness. And like you get AD and then you get like a guy like Najee Marshall, who I actually big fan of, to be honest.
He's a
And
good
then
player.
the Raptors are a team that like lack that wing type sort of size outside of Scottie and CMB. So you address sort of that need that Ochai kind of hasn't been able to fill. And he's another guy that can drive, to be honest, that would be useful. And AD is your big, and then you say we don't have the money obviously to re-sign RJ. Anyways, we're out of this Jakob Pertl deal. We'll ride with AD for the next 2 years and see how it goes, and let's try to make the Eastern Conference Finals.
Najee is such a unique player because he scores without shooting well from three.
Yeah,
And like considering what are his measurements? He's like 6'6", 220, and he's scoring like 13 points per game on 54% shooting. And he shoots 31% from three. He's a 30% career three-point shooter. And you mentioned like the driving. He is just
yeah,
a funky
he is.
guy who has utility. Do you know what his nickname is?
No,
The Knife.
that
That's
makes
a
sense. It
that's
makes
a
sense.
terrible nickname,
He
man.
does knife in the lane.
Oh, geez. Man. Okay, yeah, sure. Man, do you remember how like simple the world was when the meme was 21 Savage was on television looking like a supervillain? We
Yes.
were so naive back then, man.
Oh
Uh
my goodness.
anyway, I mean, yeah. I'm gonna sidestep this whole thing. I'm not putting RJ in a trade package. But like, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sure there's something that the Raptors could put together that would work. Salary wise, I believe AD is on like what 54, 56
yeah,
million or something like
yeah,
that. Jakob and RJ would get you to like close to 50.
yeah.
Uh Najee
He's
is what at like 9.
yeah.
So I don't even know how you like
Yeah,
really
we
make this
or
trade
like
work.
Ochai and then probably one of the young guys, whether it's Jacoby
Mm.
or Great. And then I'm like, ah.
That would be a pretty good like spin, you know what I mean? You'd be
Yeah.
like, well, Grady was a big piece in the Anthony Davis trade, so the Raptors good
Oh,
pick, you know.
fair enough. Yeah, that is true. Keontae George, we're on to AD.
That's really funny. Yeah, you can always just like pivot it to the next thing.
Yeah,
Um, yeah. Anything else? I mean, AD, maybe it happens. I doubt it. But if like the Hawks, they now are doing like the CJ McCollum plus guys thing. They have Jalen Johnson. Do you think they're like hunting with fervor Anthony Davis to go to ATL?
I think it makes sense because like you're seeing like the Raptors game is like a clear sign. Their bigs just like don't have the husk to really battle on the boards and like support Jalen. And if you're all in on like this point Jalen stuff, like
They shouldn't be, by the way, but
I don't think so either. I don't think so either, but it looks like they are. Looks like they are. But if they're all in on point Jalen, CJ McCollum has been a great like auxiliary scorer for
yeah.
10 years, and he can do that at a high level still. And Anthony Davis will help support him. They like to run. He'll be able to throw the lobs to 80 that you want while helping their defense. Like I see it, but I don't necessarily think that's them punching up in the East. I still feel like it's a first round out.
Everybody who isn't LeBron basically trying to lead an offense as a wing player.
Yeah.
It's just interstellar, like banging. No, no, don't do it. No, no. Guards are still important,
Yeah.
as it turns out. Well, I guess also the Celtics deserve a lot of credit there, but it was their
Yeah.
defense, man. Oh,
Yeah.
baby. And but I mean, Derek White and Drew Holiday, they fit together. I
Mhm.
guess Yeah, it just says CJ McCollum and Corey Kispert. Corey Kispert also hell of a shooter. He's not nothing in this trade.
That
Corey
is true.
Kispert, he's better than Vit Krejci, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe the Hawks won't rate because he's a little bit shorter, I think. But anyway, and he's also, that guy's handsome as hell, dude. Corey Kispert, handsome fella. Anyway, is that a podcast to you?
That is a pod.
It's a good pod. It's a great place to leave it.
I enjoyed myself.
23 and 15, top 5 defense.
Never thought we'd be here.
Yeah, never thought we'd be here. I finally get to write my article I've been sitting on. I can't wait.
Ooh.
God bless. All right. Anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Prayers for Jamaica as always. Prayers for, I know there's a lot going on. It's been terrible in the world of recently, so it's been rough. But we have the Raptors.
You're just praying. It's just going out.
Just the world. The world is a tough place right now. But again, the Raptors have been a good escape from that. They've been playing super well. And like, who says 47 needs to be the goal? we're punching up. So let's keep watching them, and hopefully they keep winning.
Do we have talk about requisite husk? Do we have the requisite talent to do We Are the World like a Redux? Is there enough talent in the world right now? Do you believe in it?
That'd be tough. Like, who do I bring together?
The Weeknd has to carry.
Yeah, he would be Michael, I guess. Like, you could throw in Adele. Adele's a great singer, like Beyonce. Actually, yes, I think I can build a 10-man group.
Make your We Are the World 10-man group.
Okay.
And we'll come back for Tuesday's episode
with
We Are the World. I'll make one too. So much to America's potential here, man.
I've watched the documentary on the music video. And like, my favorite part of the doc is Bob Dylan. He stopped singing mid-song, and they're like, who Lionel Richie's like, Bob, he just knew he couldn't sing. And he just left it for the singers. I love that. And he just like stopped singing during certain parts and just like joined in on the harmony.
We are the world, creepy man coming out of a sewer. Teach me blackjack, makes me newer, just I hardly knew her, whatever. Just, yeah, he's a crazy voice on that guy.
Yeah.
But I love Bob Dylan, man. I could listen to Bob Dylan. He's still alive. I might put Bob Dylan in my 10. I'll give him a redemption.
Please don't.
Emmanuel Quickley got another shot. Why can't Bob pick up the phone?
Bob knew he didn't have the juice. It was just like LeBron. He told Kyrie, he's like, "This is your shot. Go win us the championship." It just, sometimes you gotta know.
You're doing a real disservice to the GOAT right now, man. I can't believe you put that on wax.
He said that. He said, give Kyrie the ball.
Is LeBron not one of the greatest black men of all time per your rankings?
Yes, he is.
You're just going this.
Harmony is a great understanding. To be a leader, you have to know who should take the shot.
Fair enough. And he got it against Klay Thompson on Christmas as well.
It's true. Big time.
Who's the Kyrie of the singing world? Who gets the shot? Like, it's not Bob.
If it's not Bob, I'm trying to think.
Well, it's definitely not Bob per you.
Yeah,
it's like,
100% not Bob.
Okay.
It has to be Adele or Beyonce. Either or.
I mean, Beyonce. I still remember that, like that. I think it was Halo when she was singing a cappella. Wow, man.
Yes.
Wow.
That's greatness.
She can sing, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many people who can sing. I tell you who's not making it. Your little favorite little girly pop. She's not making my top 10. Okay, anyway, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hype, all that good stuff to your favorite basketball music podcast, the Pull Up Trey. The Raptors are winning. It's been great. We're glad to be here chatting with you all. As Trey said, prayers up to the world, wherever you want to direct them. Okay, yeah, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Whether you got into this in the morning or at night, have a blessed day, and goodbye.